Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. My name is Joe. This is the Paddock Podcast. I'm joined today by just some of the greats. You know what I mean? And I'll be joined by even more of them very shortly. Maybe just a slight zoom in on that stage you walk past. That'd be good. I'm joined by Jay Motti in the house. Or not, don't worry about that. Joined by Jay Motti in the house. How you doing, Jay?
I'm all right, bro. How are you?
Stephen,
hey! Extreme close-up, eh?
And Stephen Housen is just behind that camera, and he's with us today also. Aren't you, Steve?
See, he doesn't just do presenting.
There you go.
He also does camera work.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because Bill and Ben have got the Rona, haven't they? Set of pricks.
Well, Cam and Callum they've made a silly mistake with their lives, but we don't need to worry about them.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, we go out. What do? Get drunk,
partying,
catch
mingling,
diseases,
and then spread them to each other.
That means I've got to start the stream and all that lot.
It means he's got to do some work. Which
that means he's got to do some work, which he was.
And we've got no one annoying us off camera.
If we've started all jovial,
We've got Sophie behind it,
haven't we?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sophie,
Sophie.
stepping in.
Well done.
Such short notice. It's very good
Great
of you.
example.
Go on Joe's shot.
Look at that.
Realise why it looks so bare.
Why?
Plants
The
upstairs.
plant's upstairs.
Why is the plant upstairs?
Got COVID.
My back hurts.
Plant's got COVID.
His back hurts. Where's his thing?
Where's his thing?
We'll lean back like this.
Has he got his thing? Have we got his cushion?
He'll be all right, bless him.
Right, okay.
How are you, Jay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I haven't been on a video with you in a while.
I know it feels like months.
You're not
because-
allowed time off again.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologise.
What happens when you come back?
I know. I come back. I walked in here as they were exiting.
You brought the warm weather back with you?
Yes.
And the
I was
virus.
down in the Cornish coast, St Ives.
Did you have a Cornish pasty?
Yeah, I had
Did you?
loads. Yeah. Well, got
Cornish
involved.
patsy.
Yeah. Nah, you got to, haven't you? Hey, so, sample the local delicacies when you're abroad.
Did you bore everyone to tears about why it's got the little knobs on the top of it?
Oh yes, the miners used to eat them.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
like
just
a
throw
handle,
that
wasn't
bit.
it?
Yeah, they threw that bit away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
good
good,
lad.
that.
Yeah, I always tell that story.
Because the silver mines and they have silver all over hands and get poisoned. It's a fucking boring old yarn is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's a yarn
And
that
at
needs
one
to be
end of it,
told.
it used
That's
to be
your-
something sweet as well. Like
Do you know
an
what it
apple.
is? 300 years of fuck all else happening around there is why that's still a thing.
Yeah. What's your like when you say what's your lunchbox made out of? Pastry. That's what it was. It was a lunchbox made of pastry, wasn't it? And then inside you got an apple at one end, some sort of mincemeat at the other end. We're going to be talking about Man United squad. What we need.
let's carry
What we
on
don't
what we're
know.
doing.
We are.
Stay with
we
fucking
are gonna
the
be
food of
talking about
Cornwall.
that.
Yes, and
We
they used to
simply
scoop
will
up
be.
all those little pastry handles
Yeah.
and give them to the poor at Christmas.
And-
What, to poison them?
Yeah. That's what they
yeah,
used to
and
do.
the poor used to make necklaces out of them. And
Yeah.
that, and
It
give
wasn't
them to
what they want. They used to
Yeah.
use put them on the teeth. For the
Yeah,
braces.
because they couldn't afford fillings.
Couldn't afford teeth and that. So it's good to have you back, Jay.
Yes, it's good to
missed
be
you.
back, and I'm glad that you've held the fort rather well, you guys, and it's been onwards and upwards, which is no mean feat because there's not been a lot to shout about, has there really?
Yeah, the
To be
crap,
honest with you, I know, and not just crap, we've seemed to have reached a new level
Not
of
just crap.
banter.
Shit.
Yeah,
It's one worse than
yeah,
crap.
it's like usually a manager gets a few months at least before everyone implodes, and he's had 37 days. And now,
Steve
apparently,
Couple vibes.
yeah, isn't it? Is he going to do one of them? I didn't expect this. I didn't think this was, I didn't realise this was what the job was going to be like. I'm off. It could be that, couldn't it?
It could
If
be.
you don't know, Google Steve Coppell, man, say.
Aditya Guatam says, with a super chat, thank you very much, says, happy 25th month of 2020. United is absolutely twatting all our hopes. Please tell me something positive. Something positive, Jay?
Cameron Callum's COVID test.
Hey, nice.
So that's good.
Hey, there's been some positive. I mean, I'm reaching here, I'm clutching,
Reach.
but you know better than anyone. There's been some positive loan moves to some of the youngsters, aren't there?
Yeah, Ted and Menge.
Yep. Birmingham, is it?
Yeah.
Good loan
They've,
move.
they've just signed one of Ronaldo's mates on loan as well. He was showing us a goal off him. Signed him as well on loan.
Ronaldo Brown, this is not
Yeah, sorry.
Cristiano.
It's called Taylor, I believe. I'm not sure
Yeah?
the rest of his name, yeah. So, signed, obviously someone doing some loan moves there. Doing all right and all, aren't they? So
Yeah, nice. And where's Ethan? Ethan Laird's moved as well, and he's gone from.
I think they're waiting on that being
are
confirmed
they?
today.
Right, sorry.
So Bournemouth, but yeah.
yeah.
Bournemouth from Swansea. That's an upgrade.
Swansea well seen their arse, which is funny because it's not yours.
Was he
dickheads.
playing every week?
Yeah.
Was it? Because Swansea, I think 17th as of yesterday or the other day.
The-
Bournemouth
obviously,
first.
United are like. I like the thinking actually from United because how are you going to prove that you're ready for Manchester United if you're playing in relegation for the teams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you start with the jokes, right? Realistically, we should be at top end of the table
Yeah.
team, regardless
we
of.
still are. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? We're not at the top of the league, but we're
So
still
it doesn't
top
actually
half.
prepare you to be a Manchester United player if
No.
you're just fighting relegation. So I get it. And I think it's a good move to take him to Bournemouth and see if you're you can start actually to measure him up. Now, this is a team full of players that are going to be Premier League players next year. Where's he in all of that?
Yeah, I think that's worth doing. What I want to do, and I don't want to do this, but what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to go
Sounds
through
like
Man United
fun.
squad.
Yep.
And we're going to work out who should stay, who should go.
I like this.
This
I like
was
this
quick.
game. Yeah.
Start on who shall stay.
Yeah. There you go. Very short podcast today.
And make a case for all of them to fucking go.
Yeah.
You can, and we'll talk about some of that because I think one of the biggest things that is in my head at the minute about United is not just that how shit we are, but how quickly we've lost any of those big name hope players.
Yeah.
Like how much hope did Bruno bring? Like
Lots.
how much hope did Ronaldo bring?
Yeah.
How much hope did Rashford bring in his
Yeah,
own
no,
way?
you
And
know.
even, let's be honest, even the same with Maguire. At the end of last season, you were thinking, right, we've got some hope here. Him and Varane, I was saying that might be the best partnership in Europe. Now people are talking like Phil Jones is better than him.
I know.
Like how
I
quickly
know.
Luke Shaw. There was huge hope in Luke Shaw.
Mason,
It's
and I'm not
It's
giving
all
up on
gone.
Mason,
Where's
by the way.
Roberto Carlos gone? Remember all
Exactly.
that?
Yeah.
Where's the hope gone? And how has it gone so quickly?
Harry Maguire was in the team of the tournament for the Euros.
Yeah.
Banged in his penalty in the final. Everyone's going, Maguire.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be when he comes back.
Feel that?
Yeah.
Captain material.
Do you know what I mean?
But
and
now
now it's
not.
like you said, I was doing the news this morning and people in the chat's going, Phil Jones is better than Maguire.
Yeah, now he's
And
just
I'm like,
silver poisoned pastry, isn't he?
Is that where we're at? Yeah, he is.
So let's go from the back. I mean, I'm
Go
not
on,
going to
man.
go through every single player. Tom Heaton doesn't need to mention. No
No,
offense.
I disagree.
David De Gea.
My boy like that.
Is he stay like?
Yeah.
Tom Eaton was making some rate saves in
Oh,
the
he's
warm-up
busy,
the other
innit?
day.
He's busy, innit?
forgot about
His
that.
mate there, eh?
The inside
Don't you worry
man.
about that, eh? And we're not even joking, by the way.
No.
He is. He's his new mate. David De Gea.
Look
one
good
of-
in the warm-up.
one
Go
of
on, then
the-
tell us then.
Not fucking
Yeah,
conceded
come
a goal,
on,
has
because
he?
people
Who's
going, what
Tom
is he on
Eaton
about? Why are you
Tom Eaton,
hanging around with Tom
exactly
Eaton?
what you need as a fucking backup player.
You like him?
That's good, that, because
Is
he
he
might
your
be the
mate?
backup player.
Well,
Dean Henderson
is
gets
he
his
your
wish.
mate?
I don't think we're sending each other Christmas cards.
All right then. Do you know him?
Yeah.
Do you? Tell us then.
What more do you need to know than that?
Well, how do you know him?
Yeah.
And what
come
do
on.
you know about him?
I don't want to tell you how I know him because he's weirdos on the internet.
Okay, but you know him.
And it revolves
But in
around,
person
his,
you've
it
met him,
revolves around
haven't
his kids, yeah. So, like,
I think this has the
Let's
makings.
not endanger his-
This has the makings of a sitcom.
Don't right. If I say to you, how do you know him? Don't somehow go down a rabbit hole that ends in you saying to me, let's not endanger his kids. Because that was not what I was trying to do, and you know it, Stephen. Let's
He
not
just
endanger
knows him.
his
That's all you
kids.
need to know,
Yeah.
right? He knows him, and he knows him well.
Really knows
Yeah.
really well.
Really,
Like,
if-
trousers off.
If
well.
you know what I mean.
not that well.
all right,
no,
okay,
no,
all right.
okay,
That's
fair
a bit disappointing. Go
What,
on.
he was he saving shots though for you?
No, in the warm-up for United on weekend, you dick.
Yeah, let's not get the man sacked.
Right, forget it. So, David De Gea. he's
United were
staying.
warming up.
Yeah.
De Gea's gone inside to play Nintendo or something, right? Heaton stays out just to save all the shots. Look, mint.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
David De Gea is staying, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been all right this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet he was one,
Come on.
talking about flips. He was one of the people who, at the start of the season, you're going, is it him? Is it Henderson?
Yeah,
you could
I
make a
mean,
good
there's-
argument that the playing
there's-
style we want doesn't need a goalkeeper like David De Gea. And yet he's one of the only people who's had any sort of consistency whatsoever. So yeah, stay in, good. We like him, happy.
I think he's still got a lot to work out on his distribution. I think this looked like the other night Wolves had sort of figured it out, like the only outlet ball that I think they let him have as well was like a little dink out to Wan-Bissaka. It was like, yeah, we'll fucking get that back in a
Wait
minute.
till Wan-Bissaka chest sit 6 yards in the air and then you tackle him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
So-
distribution leaves a lot to be desired, which is a big part of the game nowadays.
Yeah,
I also think like being like, is he the most highly paid goalkeeper in the world?
I think so. He was.
He's not really going anywhere then, is it?
No, that's true. Dean Henderson.
No, I think
That's a shame of the
he's-
situation, if you ask me.
I'm a bit disappointed that he's not. That he's been, according to reports, so quick to say right, I'm off. Because I thought, like end of last season, if it wasn't for COVID or beginning of this season, I should say, he'd have probably been first choice under Wally. We're getting that sort of vibe that he was first choice. I know he didn't play in the Europa, but he played in the league. And yet now he just doesn't look like he's up for it, trying to get his place back or trying to get the number one. Still only young. You think he could fight for that spot. And if David De Gea, he's had some bad spells. If he has another bad spell and Dean Henderson gets his chance, he could take it. But it looks like he don't want to do that.
I think if you look at the career of Aaron Ramsdale, who played in a worse Sheffield United team the year after Dean Henderson did.
Yeah.
And didn't get quite the plaudits that Dean Henderson got. I know obviously they were conceding a lot more goals, so you're going to make more mistakes.
Wasn't as fucking good as Dean Henderson, that's why.
But also, he's not as good as Dean Henderson. He's now lauded as one of the best goalkeepers.
By Arsenal fans.
No, not just by Arsenal fans.
All right, by
pundits
idiots
and
on
by
the internet
idiots,
then.
But there are plenty of pundits and idiots knocking about that have said it. You're looking at, look at his save, look at... But the perception of Aaron Ramsdale, I almost said Harry Ramsden's then. The perception of Aaron Ramsdale in the last...
It's a fucking dear chippy.
In the last 2 years couldn't have been more astronomical. And Henderson's probably sat there thinking, I'm better than him. I was better at Sheffield United than he was. And I'm sat on the bench for a team that, no offence, is behind Arsenal.
This is where luck comes into it massively.
Yeah.
United signed Fabio, and we're like, you got to have Raphael as well. And we're like, fuck, right, all right then. And then Fabio was behind a bulletproof Paddy Evra, and Raphael was behind an absolutely on his arse Gary Neville at the time in his career. And Raphael was only made 140 odd appearances for United. You need a lot of luck in football to be able to get your break.
Yeah.
Especially as a keeper.
And as a keeper, it's dead man's shoes, isn't it, really?
That's it.
No one rotates keepers.
No.
No one even puts a keeper on for 10 minutes at the end of a game, did he? To get a bit of minutes.
Keepers ain't getting subbed off. No. You're either the second choice keeper who plays in the League Cup, or you don't play.
Well, yeah, unless it's us in Champions League when we sub keepers and do all sorts of madness.
Well, we should have done that in the Europa League final, shouldn't we? So Henderson, what we're saying then? Does he need to go?
If he don't want to stay, I think Ralph Rangnick said it about Martial. He said he don't want to be here. I'm not going to convince him. And I think if Dean Henderson's had enough, let him go.
Yeah, stay.
I'll be a bit gutted.
Did we give him 140 grand a week?
Nah, don't worry about it. Victor Lindelof.
Stay.
Number 2.
Stay.
Arguably United's best centre back this season, which again is like
I
the
know,
world has turned upside
down. You might
down.
laugh, but I can't believe we're having this conversation.
Yes, Lindelof stay. Let's
yeah, he's up there with the Phil Joneses.
Performance per minute, Phil Jones is United's best player this season. I'm saying it. Average performance value per minute, it's Phil Jones. And honestly,
on his who scored rating,
I dare one of you to argue.
On his who scored rating, is he the only one that's over a 7?
Yeah, he's averaging 7.2.
Yeah, he got a 7 the other day, and no one's reached that.
It was such an ordinary performance.
It was good.
Like Jay said, you expected him to shit on the centre circle, and he didn't, and you're like, wow, he didn't. Yeah. So that don't just because he didn't drop a major fucking bollock and clanger.
To be fair, that performance by Phil Jones was fine. It was decent. I don't have an issue with that at all.
That's better than most.
6.5 out of 10.
Is that what
Let's
it was?
call it what? No, I'm saying
sorry,
that's what
I'm saying you quit there.
So Lindelof, stay in. We need him. We like him.
Yeah, hell yeah. God, no, don't lose him.
Eric Bailly.
Oh, just let him go.
When are we going to admit this isn't working? Like, we love him. He's box office.
Yeah. Flashbacks there.
We did not have that conversation in St. Ives. We all love him because he's box office. He's funny. He's very good at. Yeah, he is. He's a good defender as well. But he's made of glass. He's a liability. He's not unhappy as well. He's disgruntled. And I just feel like you've got for a centre back, you need a partnership. You need someone who's going to be there for 40, 50 games a season.
Being a centre half's about reliability.
Yeah.
I love chaos.
Let's say the thing about Bailly that no one seems to want to say. Even when he's fit, he isn't getting picked. By manager after manager after manager. No. Like, maybe that's because they know they can't rely on him physically, but for one reason or another, or maybe 4 reasons or another, he's never been the first choice for Man United, except the first 6 months when he came.
Yeah.
It was Rowe and Bailly for a period of time was fucking top, wasn't it?
How did we get away with that?
I don't know.
How did we do that?
And Rowe never got a red card for Man United.
That's the biggest miracle in the history of association football.
Time to go.
Unfortunately, and it pains me to say it, but we've got to start being a little bit more ruthless and stop just keeping players around because they're funny.
So Phil Jones next, yeah?
Phil Jones next, number 4 in the squad.
Go.
Phil Jones.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, even though I rated performance against Wolves more than you did, he's got to go. Annie, come on, let's not be silly. And I mean that in a nice way because it's good for him. I think he needs to move on, and hopefully he's put himself in a shop window with that performance, and he can get a decent move.
Yeah. I agree with that. Before we move on, we've got a couple of super chats.
Go on.
This is so sad. Alexa played Despacito. Have you seen Talkshy already being like, Ralph isn't an elite manager. He's literally the interim, first of all, and B, he's been here for about a month. We're going to talk more about that. I want to come to Ralph at the end and sort of summarise where we're up to with him, reference some of the shit that's being said in the media about him.
Just drivel.
As usual. That, but yeah, couldn't agree more. We've got another super
he's lost one game.
From Ryan Belmont. Reckon and Neves and Haidara.
Come on.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Reckon a Neves and Haidara window could be enough to get us going in the right direction until summer?
I mean, yeah, but if I win the Euro Millions, I'll have a great weekend.
Yeah.
It's no.
I mean, I buy the ticket, Joe.
Yeah, get
I'm a
involved.
believer. But no.
Okay, Phil Jones, go.
Yeah.
Good on him for the performance, but that maybe that'll get you
I think it'd be good for him. He's not obviously had a tough time of it. Go and get a move somewhere.
Where does he go?
And I think a Premier League club will have him.
Bournemouth next season when they come up. I think a newly promoted team could take a risk on him.
He's
He
on
halves his wages.
Big, yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing as well, isn't it? Do you want to take a pay cut? Not really. I mean, you have had 2 years sat in your house doing fuck all. Yep.
Yeah. Number 5, Harry Maguire.
He's not going anywhere, is he?
But
Even
should
by
he leave?
Manchester United's bonkers standards, we're not going to buy someone for 80 million and then sell him 2.5 years later.
But can I make a case for why we should?
Yeah, no, please do.
Right, okay. Manchester United, when we signed Harry Maguire and Juan Bissaka, we were a counter-attacking team. Those two with pure defensive instincts, although that's not really been the case for Maguire, especially this season, but for pure defensive reasons, both of those had very good first seasons. Good to very good, I would say.
No,
Not excellent, not amazing, not world-class. Good. Good to very good. Both of them. You fast forward to what happened as Ollie got his feet under the table, started to try and develop what style of play that we had, and go from being a counter-attacking team to a front-foot facing team where we started to have a higher line, where we started to try and dominate possession. And those two players weren't signed for that. They were signed for a different game, and they work for that game. And I think it's quite objectively provable that they don't work for the possession high-line game.
You say that, but Maram,
'Cause it's true.
who we have on this channel, who's a big fan of data visualization and who was talking on Twitter the other day and it just made me think about it, who does praise Maguire on the ball, who thinks bringing the ball forward is good, he plays the ball into midfield well, and when you look at sort of pass maps, he's often one of the only players from the defence that has sort of strong link passes, as in he plays a lot of passes into the midfield. He's relied on a lot when we're on the ball.
I know, but I didn't say that was the issue. I said the issue was we became a team that has a high line and holds the ball a lot more.
But he's good at holding the ball, so doesn't that benefit him? No.
I mean, on one hand, yeah, but what the issue with him is his pace.
Right.
Is when he's got to face his own goal to defend, when he can get set and he's looking at the attack coming this way, he deals with it. He's got a big fucking napper. He can get his head onto stuff and he can defend quite well. And yeah, he can step into midfield and he can play nice progressive balls. But when you've got to recover defend and when you're maybe left 2v2, 3v2, that sort of stuff.
The ball's bouncing over your head and you're running towards your own goal.
He looks awful.
Yeah.
That's where his weaknesses are shown up. And that's the problem with using data sometimes. Oh yeah, he's passing it great into midfield. Cool. That's not why we conceded 5 against Liverpool, though, is it?
No. But I just think, with Maguire, my thoughts on Maguire is he's had more good months than bad months for United.
The narrative on him was flipped in a big way because that's the internet and everyone likes to overreact in a big way. The reason at the time of us losing to Villarreal was Harry Maguire wasn't available.
Yeah.
The reason that we're winning games recently is because
obviously.
he's not available. The flip has been entirely 180 and both wrong, right? Yeah. The truth is obviously the boring bit in the middle that he's actually been pretty good.
Yeah.
But if we're going to progress to this extremely aggressive pressing team with a super high line, then he ain't the fucking guy. It's as simple as that. He might have been the guy if you're a counter-attacking team and you're going to deal with a lot of aerial threats and you're going to sit back nice and deep. But United are trying not to be that, and we're trying to be a team that has a high line. You want a high line, you can't play Maguire.
What do you think?
I keep him around. I understand where Steve's coming from, but I think, for starters, I don't think he's going anywhere. Even though I know Ralph didn't buy him, I don't think anyone's going to come in for him. I don't think we're going to try and sell him. I just don't see him moving anywhere. And I still think there's a player there. And I think we have to, if we are going to get rid of Jones and Bailly, which I think is likely, then I think we need to keep a few around, especially when all our defenders are made of glass, every single one of them. Do you know what I mean? So
he's not going anywhere, but no. I could easily make a case for not picking him.
But I think this form that he's in now, obviously he's been terrible this season. But I don't think that's just a case of it's his weaknesses being exploited and that's just how good he is. I think he's also in bad form.
You look at the Watford game, for example.
Yeah.
Those 2 yellow cards, and I know going about this a lot, but that was criminal.
Yeah.
You're so experienced as a player. Yeah. You've just got a yellow card. You're up against it, and you give away. You get another stupid yellow card that costs not just the game, any chance we had of getting back into that game, but also the manager's job. And I think that those sort of things have got nothing to do with the system or anything like that. It's just a player that's lost his
Yeah,
confidence,
lost
lost
his
his form, lost his head, whatever you want to term it. And he needs to do whatever he needs to do to get out of it. Because, like Steve's saying, we're at a point now where he is droppable.
Yeah.
He wasn't under Ollie. He's only paid 80 million quid for him and given the captain's armband. Ralph hasn't done either of those things. I know he's given the armband, but it's not like he's his man.
No.
So I just feel like he's got to get out. He's got to get out quick, because if he's not careful, he's going to end up getting out United team and getting out the England team. And he might not care as much about United as he does about England, but he's going to lose both of them. And he might not end up going to the World Cup.
Punit Shetty says, discussing Maguire is moot point. Name me one player that was bought for more than 75 million and then willingly sold after that for a good transaction rate. Ronaldo, Lukaku.
Lukaku's the obvious one.
Have Chelsea still got Kepa?
Kepa, but he hasn't been sold, has he? But it
Been
does
benched
happen
though,
occasionally. But yeah,
It can happen.
Yeah.
And if you're a new manager, this is what United do. We get new managers in and go, don't rate him, don't want him, get rid of him.
The problem is United struggle to be able to move somebody on. That's the issue. We always struggle to move people on. Moving on Harry Maguire, and now he's older, and he's not as in form as he was when you signed him, and he's not the shiny thing he was when you signed him. You're not even starting to talk at 80 million. You might not even be starting at 40 million.
We just need him to get another goal against San Marino. Bump his price tag up. That's the answer.
But he did answer his critics, though, didn't he? Because his critics were saying that he hasn't fucking scored against San Marino. That's why he was being criticised. Jesus
he sent
Christ.
Them postmen and hotel managers back to San Marino, didn't he? Packing.
Oh,
good
my
lad.
days. Have a word.
Before we carry on, this show is sponsored by Manscaped, Jay.
Rightly so.
Your head,
How lucky
and
are
I
we?
hope you don't take this the wrong way, looks like my bollocks.
No, I don't.
Because-
Say.
and
I, for starters, I model it on your bollocks.
You do. You think,
Secondly,
that's what you take
that
to
is
the
a
barbers,
compliment.
A picture of my bollocks, hand it to the barber and go, can you sort me this?
I don't need to take a picture. They all know what it
Pull it
looks
up or
like.
pull it to the side.
I just... I don't mind.
Go on.
I was going to say blow down the trumpet so he loses all the wrinkles. Did yours do that?
What?
If you,
If you blow down your trumpet, does your balls move like
it
that?
inflates.
Ref.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but that's why Manscaped are here.
Have you ever tried
because-
that?
I've tried it. That's why but I needed a... Do you know those cigarette extenders that Cruella de Vil uses?
Yeah,
Needed one of
whatever,
them.
like an old coward type thing.
Yeah, that's why
Good afternoon, dear
Manscaped
boy.
have helped us out this holiday season. I know you say it's the 5th of January, but it's still the holiday season.
Was the trumpet thing in the
Manscaped-
read?
No, it's not there.
Let's
Uh,
have it right.
now
That's not the worst
available-
thing they've put in those reads if it was.
Now available in your country, join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped to keep their trees trimmed and ornaments polished. And you can help us out and help yourself out using the code Devils20.
Nice.
For
Hey,
20% off and free shipping. There you go. Look, Devils20.
that's what you need.
Here's the thing, Jay.
Go on.
The Manscaped Perfect Package 4.0.
I love all that. We've
So
got the
that's-
lawnmower and
so
all
the
that in
thing
it.
with
The
that is,
4.0
it's
lawnmower.
one bag, you get
Yeah.
like your shower bag, and inside that is just everything you need.
Your
to
weed
keep your
whacker and
nuts
all that in
bolts.
there, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, you got your weed whacker, which is your nose and ear hair trimmer. You've got your lawnmower, which is
Oh,
that's your
fuck about
big
me.
boy.
I'm on my 3.0 and my 4.0.
Really? You've got them all. The lawnmower 4.0, that's the one with the reduced nick technology, with
You need
all the RPMs you could ever wish for.
Got an LED light. So
LED
you
light.
weirdos can do it in the dark.
I love
Because I know
that.
there's some of you lot. Who was it like to do it in the dark?
I do it in the dark. Jay does it in the dark. as well.
I have my torch on my phone.
He goes and does it in the garden.
Yeah.
You do it in a local park, don't you?
I light candles around the local park
Yeah.
and then shave my nuts.
Yes, a little seance.
Yeah.
And then you sprinkle that hair.
But I've been stopped since they built that
you
school
sprinkle
there.
that hair onto a Ouija board to contact bald people from beyond the grave.
What are you doing in there? You! That Ouija board and then trimmers again. Told you. Moss's head. Get out.
But in the perfect package, there's all sorts. You also get ball deodorant, ball toner. Come out the shower, pop your normal deodorant under your armpits, pop your ball deodorant on
So
your
normally
balls.
your nuts look like walnuts, but with a ball toner, they look like JZ.
Yeah. You can buff the wrinkles right out of them.
The tan is optional.
That's how you know. Joe, if someone wants to use some sort of anti-wrinkle cream,
Yeah.
show me it works there.
Yeah, pop it on the bollocks.
Bosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
I want
nut-
it looking
one
like
nut.
a bowling ball.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Can I see
Steve.
my face in it?
But again, if you want to help us out and help yourselves out, use code Devils20 at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. at
Free
Manscaped.com.
shipping?
The link is in the description. So if you think, oh, what did you say? Go in the description, click it, click the link, sort yourself out. Your balls will thank you. Let's move on to next up.
Forget it. Peter Kelly, let's stay on Maguire. Let's bring it back in on Maguire.
go on then.
This is the best point I've seen anyone make today. And there's a lot of points been made, right? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Hit
Are you
with
ready
it,
for this?
brother.
Are you ready for this, though?
Yeah.
But are you ready for this? Newcastle United. Remember when City got loads of cash and they signed
What we
all
getting,
sorts of
50 million
shit?
for him?
150 million for him.
There's a slight flaw in that plan.
They got telly.
Yeah.
Fuck.
seen him play. We only just played him.
They've seen him and they know about him. No, I don't think he'll go there. I don't think we'll try, and I don't think you say we're going to sell you Newcastle. He's going to go, I'm not going to Newcastle. And you can't make him go.
Can't you?
No, I don't think you can.
I don't even know. I bet you could.
I bet you could.
I don't
Don't
know.
This is
United
why I
went to
reckon,
Paul Lynch,
I
you're
reckon
going to
shake
Milan.
man's souls into some of that shit, you know. I
you
don't want to
reckon?
go, yeah, you do.
Yeah, yeah.
Do I? All right, I'll do it.
Have you spoken to your family recently?
Do you want
Have
to?
you asked them if they want to go? Because I have.
Yeah. Find out what happened when we were...
Yeah.
No, man.
Anyway, number 23, Luke Shaw, left back extraordinaire, one of the greatest players, one of the greatest left backs in the world last year. Now can barely get a game for Man United. Don't want to track back. Don't want to stay in position. Can't stop crosses coming in. Can't attack. What's gone wrong, Stephen?
Do you remember when people found that clip of me and you questioning him?
No, hang on a sec. What you can't do now
Go
is
on.
because you took a bit longer than everyone else to say he was good last year.
Yeah.
Now pretend that spell he had when he was brilliant never happened.
I didn't say it never happened.
No, but you've got the face of someone that was like, "Told you so."
Well, it was just a good spell, wasn't it?
It was just.
He's
a
been here like,
local
what,
spell.
7 fucking years? Right? And I'd, what, a good 6 months?
This is a question, right? As an independent adjudicator, has his time at United been a success?
Luke Shaw?
Yes.
No.
Right.
Do you think it has?
No, I don't. I think he had.
Fuck no.
I think he's had like Steve said it. I think he's had 2 very good spells. One just before his injury under Van Gaal. I thought he was very good then, and just before the Euros and including the Euros.
Was it
he very good
2014
then.
we signed him?
Yeah.
I think
he's
from
been very good there.
Christmas last year, Christmas last year to the Euros.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But I think there's been a lot of games where he's underperformed. I think this season he's been terrible.
Yeah.
And I feel like he now should be one of those players
almost
who's
like
just ultra
Plays
reliable.
well
and
for
he
a
isn't.
contract shit, innit?
Yeah,
That's
I don't
what it
know.
feels like.
I mean, we brought in Alex Telles seemingly to motivate him, which is just bizarre to me. And yet, okay, it worked because he played very well.
And if that is the attitude of some
we
of the
need more.
players, is that, you know, it was obviously Luke Shaw that was coming out speaking to the press the other day. This attitude's just wrong. You need winners. You need people that don't need to bring in competition to motivate you. You need people that are self-motivated. Me and Joe did something, we was talking about, you know, the likes of your Rooney's and Keanes and Cantona's, and they never did need motivating, probably,
they?
and that's why they were world-class players. Well, shouldn't we be looking more for that? The attitude of players is equal to the ability of players.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that, you know, we're still having these discussions about a player who's been here for 7.5 years or whatever it is.
8 years, Shay.
8 years. Well, we're still chatting about, is he good enough? Is it successful? You know, what's up with his form? What's going on there? And when he's good, he's very
When he
good.
got his teeth done.
But also, it
Like
is
an
the case
absolute
though,
fucking
that
crackhead.
any
Oh,
player
man.
playing for a team that doesn't do well, you can make a case that they could be better.
Yeah,
Because
but-
they didn't win anything. And the same thing happened with Liverpool when they won stuff and Chelsea when they won stuff. That it goes the other way, where you can make a point that Lovren's a great player, or that, you know, people in Chelsea squad great players. Just because they play for a good team doesn't make them a good player.
Well, a team
Anyone that's
is-
been at United for the last 8 years, you can say they've not been good enough because they've not spurred us on to win anything.
But to a certain degree, you're right. But
Yeah.
the team is a sum of all its parts. And
course.
Luke Shaw has been there for 8 years. During that time, he's won some trophies. He's not, like, we've had a barren spell, obviously. But the problem for me is all these peaks and troughs with his form. He has 6 months on, few months off. 6 months on, a few months off, or whatever.
Why was Dennis Irwin so good?
Because he's just consistent.
Yeah, just
He's
500 games of being
And
7.5
also,
out of
when
10
Luke Shaw's
in a
off,
row.
he's been terrible.
Yeah.
He's been like, what is going on, bad?
Do you know the last days of Evra when he was really fucking frustrated?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like he'd be attacking and he was good at it. But
And
then they'd
he's
counter
not
attack
there.
and you go, where is he?
Yeah.
And it's not like there's any highlights of him missing tackles. And that's what Luke Shaw is at 25. Like there's no highlights of him being done 1v1. He's just 50 metres away when he should have been there. That's
It's
the
just-
fucking problem.
You know, if we could have the Luke Shaw we had at the end of last season consistently, I'd be buzzing.
It's
but
not
we
the time to
can't.
get rid of him, though, is it? Or do you think it is?
I'm
I'm-
advocating to burn it down shit now, Joe.
Steve's gone. Steve's walking around the house with the gasoline with the lid off.
Anyone who makes eye contact's dead. That's the situation I'm in
That's
here at
the
the moment.
mode
I'd be having a
Steve's
conversation in the summer. I would.
Really?
Exactly.
I wouldn't
Just
do it now.
fucking drag him
Steve's
in
like
now.
a
Don't sit
rabid
down.
pit
The
bull.
biscuits out for you. They're definitely not for you.
I'll just be saying, like, if this carries on in the summer, I'll just say, right, get rid.
Really?
If this carries on, if his form, what we've seen this season, carries on till the end of the season, then yeah, I'd be saying go. Because what we're going to do is just keep hoping he's going to turn up again.
What Ralph needed to do today. He needed to. They've given 2 days off as well, which is a lot of that going on. Which I think is probably trying to.
Fitness.
get everyone fucking sorted again. But yeah, and fitness ain't great with it, but it could be a tiredness fitness thing. Who the fuck knows, right? But he's given them a couple of days off. What he should have done today is get them all in and just fucking give them the absolute nuclear option. Right, who's got at the press? And anyone that's not fucking looking at you, is it you? Is it you? You know what Fergie did? There was team news breaking around Alderley Edge. He found the reporter, found it was a reporter that lived in Alderley Edge, found all the players who lived in Alderley Edge and went, right, the next fucking time the team sheet leaks, you lot are all getting fined. I don't give a fuck which one of you it is, but it stops now. And there's 6 of them, you'll all just get fined. I'll just assume it's one of you, and then you're all getting it. And the team sheets never get leaked again.
Just on that, I don't to distract, but why are we having days off? And we struggle for training because the training ground's been shut
Exactly.
down.
So
we have a load of days off after the Watford defeat or whatever, and people
bring
go,
him in
"What's on that
today.
about?"
And I can understand he's probably trying to do something with it, but I don't know exactly what. And I got them all in today, and I've been like, right, for starters, who's leaking shit to the press?
Yeah.
Fuck that noise, right? And especially things like, all right, that there's fucking half the dressing room's not happy. That shit needs to stop yesterday. Forget that shit. And I'll tell you what, if you don't want to be here, put your fucking hand up. Go and train with the 23s. I'll swap you. And I'll put some under 23s in. If you can tell me as a man, I don't want to fucking be here, cool, fuck off. Yeah. Because you're not going to get unmotivated players that don't want to be here to put a fucking shift in for you when you've got to have to dig deep because the style of play Ralph Rangnick wants is physically intense. Yeah. So, as an example, Tony Marshall, don't want to be here? Cool, fuck off. Donny van der Beek, don't want to be here? Cool, fuck off. Who else don't want to be here? Dean Henderson, don't want to be here? Cool, fuck off. And I'll bring in players that actually want to prove to me that they do. The reason Anthony Elanga is in the first team squad at the moment is because he impressed in training. Yeah. And like I keep saying, the manager don't pick the team. The fucking players pick the team by their performance and their attitude and their aptitude in training. So what the club needs to do, and that's why I said I'm at the point where it'd be like, no, fuck the lot of you. You're all well paid. You're all so lucky to be part of this legendary football club. Don't think that this fucking club owes you a goddamn thing. Yeah. The players that would... You go to Brian Robson and go, I'll give you another 10 games for United in your peak. What do you reckon? He'll run it a kill for that to come true. That's the attitude that you need to have with players. And Brian Robson came to a Manchester United team that hadn't won the fucking league in decades. And he was part of the team that eventually delivered that league title. And he was here, the best player in the fucking world. So for all Paul Pogba, oh, my fucking career's doing this, that, and the other, I'm not winning trophies. Fuck you, fuck off, right? Brian Robson stayed here as the best player in the world and delivered us a league title and he's deep into his fucking 30s. That's the players that we need. Fuck all of these little prima donnas that don't want to be here. They've thrown Ollie under the bus. They threw Jose Mourinho under the bus. Jose Mourinho's one of the best managers the world has ever fucking seen. You can't get performing under him. Fuck off, right? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in. Probably a little bit too nice. Probably get the players get away with far too fucking much. But he did get them playing and he did get them fucking believing in themselves. And then you threw him under the bus. Fuck off. Ralph Rangnick's got some serious fucking proper boffin professor of football. You don't want to work for him when he's got proven track record of making the system that he puts in place work. And you don't like it because he's making you fucking run a bit in training. Fuck off. Simple. Sick of the fucking lot of them, Joe. They can all fuck off.
Couldn't agree more.
Do you know what, Steve? You got to stop sitting on the fence. Right. Well said, brother.
Yeah, definitely.
Needed to hear that.
Yeah, and you just think like the whole thing of they don't like the extra running and stuff. You think
what's that about? Have you looked at Spurs under Conte?
Yeah.
How they've gone from the worst team in terms of running to the best in the Premier League.
100 kilometres per match, and then they've gone to 114 kilometres per match. 14%.
He's literally made him graft.
Yeah.
Read him right.
Yeah, Joe said he went, do you want to run? Fuck off. Yeah. That's what he said.
Yeah,
or fuck off, yo. Whatever it is.
It's almost as though the players think there is an option where you can either have the Ole where you don't you maybe get on a bit better. The expectation isn't quite the same. The pressure isn't quite the same, but you don't win anything.
Yeah, you got a manager coming out to bat for you pricks. Yeah, exactly. Every single time Ole goes, my fault. Real extreme ownership from Ole it was. Come out and say, that's all on me. That's my fault. Rather than Jose Mourinho come out and be like, fucking players are wank, aren't they?
The other option is a manager that works really hard.
Joe's mic's off if they can get... sorry if you can't hear Joe.
It's the red cable. Well, go on then. Let's carry on with you.
Yeah, I agree with everything. If you want to put the camera back on me, or on the wire, I should say. Yeah, I agree with everything Steve said. I get it, and I don't like digging out players and having a go at them, but we have to look at what we're seeing. We're just seeing a bunch of players who've had so many different managers, so many different approaches. Jose was a bit more iron fist, wasn't he? He'd come out in the press and slag them off. He'd throw them under a bus. Yeah. And they didn't react to that. They didn't react well. Ollie's, like Steve was saying, the other way around. it's all me. It's me. Oh no, they're great. Oh, he's a great player. Oh, I love him. Alexis Sanchez. Oh, we'd love to have him back, even though obviously he wouldn't. That sort of approach. And what do you have? You have the point where even the fans are turned on Ollie at one point.
That's the thing I'm saying.
He's getting booed at one point.
What do these players want?
No,
they
not
want
many
the
fans,
option
but
where
some.
you have a manager that doesn't make you train very hard, that protects you in the press, and you still win everything. That manager doesn't exist. That man doesn't exist. It's like, let's roll the dice again. Let's see if we get easy training. He protects us, and we win all the trophies. That isn't
It's
an
a unicorn,
option.
isn't it? It's just
not an
It's
option.
not going to happen.
It isn't an option.
And
It's not
to be honest
realistic.
with you, as a fan now, if Ralph Rangnick said, right, I'm here till June or whatever, and I'm going to be wreck it, Ralph. I'm just going to get rid of all these.
Yeah.
I'd be like, right, okay.
Yeah.
I'd be all right with that as a fan.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Because
the
he's got
man
nothing
talent-
to lose, has he?
If
Coming
he
in
came in
doing
and
that.
said, you know what, the next manager, when he gets it, he's going to have players that want to be here. Because anyone done that, I'm going to get rid of him. I'd be like, okay, we're going to lose some talented players, but the talented players who don't want to be here are useless to us.
Yeah.
Fine, I can live with that.
Yeah.
And I can live with it if I have to suffer some poor results.
Yeah.
If I think, okay, because at the end of it all, we're going to have a squad of players, a group of players who want to, as Steve was saying, die for the shirt of Manchester United, because it is a privilege to play for this football club. We're still one of the biggest clubs in the world. Still got 76,000 fans there when you walking around the pitch with a sulk on, supporting you. So, yeah, they don't want to be here. Move them on. Yeah. And that's what Ralph needs to do. Don't worry about long-term of upsetting people. They don't want to be here now. Get rid of him. Seriously, move them on. And
Get Roy Keane in. If Ralph can't do it, bet Roy Keane in.
Kill him.
Roy Keane, you got 24 hours. If you lot can survive 24 hours, right, Roy Keane killing you or fucking you off, you get to stay.
Exactly.
Right.
And you don't forget as well, you've got a group of youngsters, we're talking about loanies and stuff like that, waiting in the wings. I'm not saying you throw in like 11 youngsters, but you've got enough there that can do a job that will...
Jay, are we winning the league this year?
No.
Right, are we winning the FA Cup this year?
Possibly.
Doubtful.
Right, no. Are we winning the fucking Champions League
Got
this
Ronaldo
year?
who could do.
Right. No, is the
Okay,
answer.
sorry.
Right? So what the fuck do we have to lose? By just fucking burning the bastard place down, right? For the last 6 months of the year.
These players then. Alex Tellez, should he stay?
Yeah, because otherwise you've got no left back.
I'd keep him. I'd keep him.
Yeah,
I'd
same.
keep him. And he's a backup left back, in and he does a decent job.
Defensively poor, offensively better.
Yeah,
Big talking
decent
point
dead
then. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, £50 million right back.
No.
Mainstay under Ollie.
Slinging.
I've said give him to the end of the season on another podcast that I do, 3 points in the gaff, and I'm waning with my enthusiasm for him, but I'd give him to the end of the season.
Send.
He's another one with Luke Shaw. At the end of the season, if he's carried on the way he's been, then he's got to go.
I'm going to have Newcastle United on speed dial. Yeah. Have I got a player for you? Yes, he's played for Manchester
This is
United.
like a better Trippier.
Yeah,
but not as good.
That we wanted to replace
This
with
is
Trippier.
a different side of Trippier.
Diogo Dalot. Go.
Yeah, go, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'd keep him around.
Yeah.
No, Ethan Laird's going to take that
Oh,
spot.
all
next year.
right, that's a good point. Actually.
Varane.
Yeah,
Keep.
keep him.
Yeah, keep him.
He's the first
Keep
emphatic,
him and apologise
unanimous
to
keep.
him for dragging him into this absolute horror show. The poor lad.
Paul Pogba.
Go. I like Pogba, but I've been having this conversation since 2011. Seriously, I'm not even exaggerating.
It's 11 years ago, Jay.
I know. Like, he's not going to go to Juve. Oh, he's gone to Juve. Let's get him back. He's back now. Oh, he's going back now.
I'll
for
only
nothing.
say keep Paul
Come
Pogba
on.
under 2 circumstances. Signs a 5-year fucking contract and he
Gets rid
fucks me in Raiola right off and he
Yeah.
tells his brother to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Does those things. I'll high five
I
him
love
and fucking
Pogba as a
sing his
player.
name.
He's very talented and we could do with him. But he don't want to be here, does he, really? Let's have it right. We're kidding ourselves.
You mentioned about playing for the shirt, energy, putting effort in, trying as hard as you possibly can every week. It brings us on to our next player, Fred, who does all of those things. As much as you can criticise everything else about him, and I mean everything else, you never leave Old Trafford thinking Fred didn't try today.
Keep him, never play him.
Really?
I'd keep him. I think we're at the point now where you have to look at who are the issues, and Fred isn't one of the issues at the moment now.
Him and McTominay, which might be the next one, should be squad players. When they're squad players, Stevie will be a happy boy.
Okay. We'll go straight to McTominay.
Squad player.
Keep him, squad player.
Keep him around as a squad
I'd
player.
keep McTominay around. I mean, he's another one though, and I keep saying this, but I'd be having a conversation with him in the summer as well. Don't think just because you came through the ranks and Fergie loves you that you're here for life.
Yeah.
Because if you start dropping performances like you did against Wolves regularly, you can go and you won't be joining Newcastle, you'll be joining Sunderland.
Yeah.
So you know, seriously,
That's nice. That.
he's got
Nice turn of phrase.
Thank you. You've got to have the hard words with
What
him.
about Hartlepool? Or Darlington?
Middlesbrough.
Or Blythe Spartans?
Donny van
Whitley
der
Bay.
Beek.
Donny van der Beek.
That's where she's from.
Is it?
What, Whitley Bay?
Nice. Donny van der Beek.
Fucking late.
Can I say the thing that I always say about Donny van der Beek, right? I didn't know much about him when he arrived at United, and I still don't. I've
And
not
he's been
seen
here
anything
18
that Donny FC have seen. Like this amazing footballer that's been outdone by every manager doesn't seem to rate him, including Michael Carrick when he had his little cameo. So what we're doing with him? If he wants to go, let him go.
Steve?
He's obviously not up to it.
Donny and Donny FC can fuck off as far as I'm concerned.
Jesus.
No, but like...
I know what you mean.
He was nominated for a Ballon d'Or a few years ago. Great.
So it's Bobby Charlton.
Yeah, like, that's not nothing to do with right now.
Yeah.
I won't mind we have a situation where Pogba, Fred, Bruno, Matic, and McTominay are all out, and Donny's still on the bench. What's that saying to you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, he's obviously
Is
not
it
up to
possible
scratch.
that 3 managers have been completely wrong on him? It is. It is possible. Is it likely, though? Not really, is it?
Nemanja Matic?
Go. He's about
just so you know, we have
404
got
years
no
old.
team after the end
I
of this
keep him
podcast,
around,
you
you
know.
know.
Really?
I still think there's a touch with Matic. I think he does care. I think his legs are going, obviously, but I think just for that experience, the fact that he is a DM, I know he's past it, but he's still that.
Let's bring Sammy Maguire back in the mix as well, then, if we're doing that.
No,
Fucking
because
hell.
he's the only DM we've got, for starters.
Yeah.
And also, I do think he cares. I think he gives a toss.
I care, Jay.
I know, but some of these players don't. That's the problem.
But you can only play once a fucking month. It's not good enough.
Well,
Fuck him off. He's on about $250,000 a week. Fuck him off and get someone who
The
can
tea
play every
lady's
week.
on about $250,000.
She's a good tea lady, though.
She's very,
Yeah,
very good.
actually, she's performing to levels you'd expect from Manchester United tea lady.
Jesse Lingard.
Fuck him off.
He's
Go.
gonna
No,
I
go.
know. I like Jesse, but he wants to go, and it's fair enough.
Yeah.
I actually thought Ralph would fucking cream his pants over Lingard. I thought that would be all about it, but he ain't played him, so he can fuck off as well.
One matter.
With all due respect, this isn't nasty. People will be like, oh, fucking, no, that's really nasty. No, just fuck off. It's not nasty.
Yeah.
Just fucking go.
One matter.
No, it's done, isn't it? He's a mascot. I love Juan Mata.
If he was
But
inside Fred the
he's a
Red,
cuddly
you
toy.
wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Because he's never, he's not anywhere. He's not a footballer.
He's
is
not
he?
anywhere near the
Juan Mata,
levels you
fuck
need.
off.
And it pains me because I like the guy. But come
Start a YouTube baking channel, and you'll never have to work another day in your life because that'll be the most watched shit.
Most wholesome thing of all time.
Baking with Juan Mata. Are you mad?
Yeah.
I'll stop going to the match to watch that.
Yeah. Facundo Pellistri. Not really worth a mention almost.
Fuck
but
him off.
We spent 12
I
minutes.
know who you are. Who are you? Fuck off.
Edinson Cavani.
Fuck him off. You don't want to be
he's
here.
going to go in the summer, innit? I
You wanna be
I
here?
love Cavani.
I love the guy.
Steve's just
Cult
gone.
hero. He's fucking.
Steve's telling everyone.
He's like, hey, I don't want to be here. Cool. Bye. You got a great song and we'll miss it.
Hey,
Cavani.
we need to give him a job in the Samaritans.
Fuck off.
Hello, I don't feel fuck off.
Fucking grippy
Fuck him
yourself.
off. Anthony Martial.
Fucking.
Well, don't start him off on that.
Fucking.
Oh my God.
Get him out the
Oh my
fucking
God.
door. I'll pick him up and carry him to the
He's
fucking
been saying this
airport.
since 2019, I think.
Yeah. He's gone, innit?
Yeah, he's gone. Again, I don't want to keep putting this disclaimer. I like some of these players, but they're not up to the standard. They don't want to be here, so there's no point in keeping him.
Another big talking point.
Go on.
Marcus Rashford.
Oh, let's not get silly.
But no, I don't mean
Keep him.
I don't mean is he going to go? But
He's not. He's not
He's
been
not
great.
had a good
No,
year.
he's not. And I love Marcus, but he hasn't been playing well at all. There's no point in denying that. But I still think he's a very talented footballer who wants to be at the club, and once he is fully back to his best, will be an asset to us.
you think we think
Yeah.
he'll get back to his best?
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, since he come back from his operation, we've seen glimpses. You know, like he got a couple of goals. You think, okay, he's still the player there. It's just his form's horrible.
He hasn't put in a performance, but you'll never question his commitment.
No.
You know, the guy played with a broken fucking back.
Hobbling around the pitch at one point against the Scousers, wasn't he? Do you know what I
To
mean?
almost to his fucking detriment
Yeah.
that he's
And
too
everyone
willing to it.
forgets
But
that now.
He's been fucking shit this year.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
So I don't know whether it's a case of he needs to sit out a bit longer, whether he needs to do a bit more physical therapy, whether he needs to maybe do some one-to-one stuff to get back in the mix. He's never had any sort of length of time out since he's been in the first team. And I guess this is the first sort of seeing what he's like coming back. He's also coming back into a disjointed team. No way excusing him because he's been objectively shit.
Yeah.
But I do think that is one of the
No one
players
wants him
that.
to go anywhere.
No, I don't think. I mean, some people will in the
Yeah,
comments.
Yeah, I
Lots of
can
fucking
already
people
see
in
it,
the
but
comments.
I'm not for that.
But I would say let him recover from his form, let him recover from the injuries, let him recover from the operations that he's had, and I don't think we'll be having this conversation in 6 months.
if you can get a winger that can get you consistently 20 goal plus seasons, there aren't many of them in the
I mean,
world.
wasn't he shite last year and didn't he have like
22 goals, I think it was, 21 goals.
Something
There's only one behind
40
what
odd
Ronaldo
goals
got.
Yeah, and like
involvements.
14 assists.
Yeah, like, come on. Like,
get me more shit wingers like that?
Yeah, exactly. Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, of course keep
oh
him.
my
Yeah.
God.
He's got a lot of
The
development to
future
do.
of the club.
A lot
Yeah.
of developing to do. I think he needs to get on the fucking deadlifts like a motherfucker. But once he matures into the player that I think he will be, we've got a fucking will beater on our hands.
I think we need to manage him better as well.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not playing him in certain games, then fair enough. But when you are playing him, don't be so quick to take him off all the time. It's always him that comes off. And it frustrates me, and I think it's going to hurt him as well.
Yeah.
And it might get in his head. And he might think, I don't know about this anymore. Especially when he sees some of his peers.
You think he'd leave?
I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility. I think Ronaldo Brown tweeted the other day, like, you can't just assume that the kid will just stay here forever.
I'm Stephen House with me.
I know, but I always look like you because you're his like trusty sidekick. You're his co-presenter on that XG files, aren't you?
You're the pen to his teller.
Yeah,
fair play.
Exactly. So I think he's got a fair point because he must look at people like, you know, I don't know, some of the kids at Arsenal or whatever aren't as good as him and others and go, look at them, they're playing regularly, they're playing for England if he cares about that. They're challenging for honours, which I don't think he does.
And also, but they're lauded.
They're lauded, and they're challenging for honours, some of them as well. Do you know what I mean?
lauded.
And I'm here, getting subbed at 60 odd minutes every week, winning nothing, and I'm in my 20s now. I need to sort of reassess. So I'd hate if that happened, and I think we just need to manage him better.
Who else we got left? I'm taking everyone on a match on a
We've
minibus.
got a couple big boys left. Dino Delvale first says, Stevie spot on, bye-bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And so 2 players left. Jadon Sancho.
Well, yeah, he's not going anywhere, is he? Let's not be stupid.
And he's actually been all right, hasn't he? I don't think he's been bad.
He had a stinker against Wolves, but other than that, he's been good.
Yeah. And finally, big talking point. Was a talking point before he arrived. Should we have signed him? Did we want him? You know, all of that. Cristiano Ronaldo.
I don't think you talk about Bruno Fernandes.
Oh, sorry, Bruno Fernandes. Let's do him first then. Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, he's not good.
Good memory, Steve.
Yeah, I think you keep him.
Keep him.
Bruno. Yeah, he's had, what,
Do you know
2
what? I
bad
think he's a
months.
moaner, but I think you can turn that moaner into motivation.
Yeah.
And I think there's a leader in him. I think he might be a bit of a whinging bastard, but not necessarily in a negative sense. I think there's a leader there.
Put up in the first 100 games. No one's ever done that. Or he's like up there with like Van Nistelrooy in terms of goal contribution.
He was pretty good.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And at least with Bruno, even when he's not playing well, he's trying. He's trying to make things happen. He wants the ball. He's getting in people's faces. He's winning the ball back. He's arguing with the ref. At least he looks like someone who cares. I'll have that all day long over someone who's moping around the pitch with a face like a smart's ass.
Speaking of, Cristiano Ronaldo. Criticised more than once for, little things not going over to the away fans, moaning, whinging, walking straight off.
Rio said people are putting spins on things that didn't exist. He said he used to do that when we won. He goes, he's always done that. He goes, that's that. He goes, is he petulant? Yeah. Has he always been petulant? Yeah. That's just who he is. Who he is also probably the most productive and greatest fucking player that this game's ever seen.
Yeah.
If you can't fall into line, look at what he does as a player, be inspired what he does, then fuck you, fuck off, right? If you look at Ronaldo and go, oh, he's a bit much, isn't he? Like, I don't fancy that. Like, he's a bit intense. Like, why is he fucking telling me to run and do ice baths and get better at football? Fuck you. Like, if you can't be inspired and be honoured to fucking share a changing room and absolutely twist his ear hole off every single day. How do I get better? What do I need to fucking do? Which I believe is the case with some of the players underneath him anyway. Then you're the fucking problem. Cristiano Ronaldo is not the problem. He is a conundrum, but he's not a problem. You have to figure out the best way to get the best out of a team that's got him in it, but he's the best player the world has ever seen. There's worse fucking things to have to deal with than that. Has he got an ego? Yeah, I'm sure he fucking does. Right?
Is he a bit of a mardy arse?
Yeah,
like our season is more or less hanging by a thread in it in Europe. That is it. That's our season. Is just that game against Atletico Madrid at the minute. If we're being realistic, and in Europe he's doing the business. So I mean, what Steve said, everything there is right, but also the fact that we need him. We need him right now for what he's doing in Europe, which is our best chance of.
No, he's had a couple of off games.
Yeah,
he has, undeniably. And here's the thing: the same with Rude. When Rude had an off game, it's worse than terrible. Berbatov the same. When they have an off game, it's worse than terrible because they stand out by looking like they're doing less than fuck all. And sometimes it even looks like they don't care. I guarantee Cristiano Ronaldo's vanity isn't a vanity in terms of like, how do I look? It's a winning vanity. Yeah. He sees his arse with being unsuccessful. Yeah. And I think that's the thing that drives him. It's some sort of weird fucking fear of failure that he's got. And I think that's why you're not going to change him now at 36 years of age.
Like you said about him being one of the greatest ever or the greatest ever, he knows that. He wanted the most Ballon d'Ors ever. Probably not going to get him now. He wants to retire being the greatest player that's ever lived. And do you think he can put a better claim forward than coming back to United at 36, winning us a league and or a Champions League? Yeah. He wants that for himself, but for the club.
Did he think he was getting an easy ride? There's not a prayer he thought he was getting an easy ride. Even with signing Sancho and Varane, he must have looked at that team and gone, That's not going to be easy. You've got City, who are probably the best team in the world at the moment. You've got Liverpool, who are right in the mix. You've got Chelsea, who are the current European champions. At best, this United team is the 4th best team in the league. At best, even with Cristiano Ronaldo. So he knows he's come up against an absolutely monumental challenge. And I think he's had his eyes open coming into that. You know, and he speaks to enough of what was the current staff, from Ollie to Fletcher to Carrick to the likes of Rio and all the people that he's still mates with. He would have been under no illusions about what a shit state this club is in, and he still chose to come here. That tells me he's still up for the challenge. You know, I haven't heard a single credible person. People are assuming all sorts of shit, but I haven't heard a single credible person say Cristiano Ronaldo's a problem in training. No. Not one. I haven't seen a single credible person come out and say there's a click in the dressing room and it's cause of Ronaldo. I've heard the opposite of that. I've heard that he's coming in, he's encouraging people to do all of the extras. He's encouraging people to look after their diet. He's encouraging this, that, and
like
other. Yeah.
Dinners out of people's hands.
Yeah, I mean, what have you heard? You heard what Lee Grant fucking basically said.
Not had ice cream anymore.
And he's had this, and
Embarrassed.
he's had the yeah, that's the impact that Ronaldo's
those
had.
stories were getting leaks. That was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like ice cream instead of everyone hating each other.
But that tells me that none of this centres on Ronaldo. And the people that are talking to the press, the people that are leaking that it's an unhappy dressing room, are probably the little fuckers that don't want to be here. Your Marshalls, your Hendersons, your Donny van der Beeks, these sorts of players. I'm not saying it's those for sure.
Yeah.
But happy players aren't talking to the press. So if you was looking to leave somewhere, you're not going to be looking to fucking get rid of your bird or something like that. You're not be like, yeah, she's the fucking best bird I've ever had, but I've got to get rid of her. You're not, are you? You're going to paint it in a negative light. So everyone's like, oh yeah, you need to get out of there, Joe.
Yeah, like when you get divorced, you have to say reasons why you're getting divorced. These bad things happened. It's like the same thing, isn't it? You're leaving the club. Why have you left? Because it was too good. Well, no, because it was shit.
Yeah.
Training was shit. The manager was shit. I fell out with this guy.
When you look at like
a fault-based
people
transfer system,
people are saying, "Oh, this isn't working." Well, the results on the pitch aren't great, right? So it's not a you as a fucking journalist for the Sun or something like that can just come out and say everyone at United hates each other, and no one's going to go, "Well, that's a load of bollocks, isn't it?"
No.
It's believable.
Yeah, because as you're looking at the pitch and the games, you're going, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that these like.
So there's no fucking negatives for you as a Sun, apart from working for a Sun. Like there's no negatives for you as a Sun journalist to just write a load of bollocks.
Right,
say everyone hates each other. There's loads of fucking clicks, and Ronaldo's a pain in the ass because no one's ever going to correct you.
No. And even if they do go, well, they would say that publicly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, you know what I mean? They're not going to come out publicly and say we hate each other.
Sondre Rigg with a super chat says, if we lose the pride of playing for United, what is the point anyway? If you aren't willing to die for the club, you can bun right off. I think that's a good way.
Yeah, I mean,
to finish.
I know it's all this romantic and fans view and all, you should die for the shirt. We've all said it. And, footballers don't always have that attitude, but
Some do.
Some do. And also, if they have got players who are just not up for it, there's a conveyor belt of youngsters waiting there who are. So just start bringing them in. Do you think the likes of, I don't know, he's mentioning, I know he's not ready yet, but likes of Mengi and Laird, when they get a chance, they're not going to
Mengi's from Clayton. He might actually kill a guy getting a fucking shirt.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, don't worry about that. We'll be all right.
And before we get to Wally of the Week, Rangnick, there's talk already, his tactics aren't up to it, he's not good enough, he's had a bad start, he can't control the dressing room.
That's been here a month now.
And he has lost one
What
game.
more do you want?
What are your thoughts on him?
I think...
And how overblown is the criticism?
It's Man United proportions.
Yeah.
I mean, go on, Steve, I'll let you, because you know a lot more about him.
I think it's fair to say that he's not had the impact that we all hoped. I think that goes without saying. We saw a very tangible impact from Solskjaer, and I think all of us sort of put that template over what we might have seen this time, and it's not been there for whatever reason. It might have been the fact that everyone went from the negative grind of Mourinho into the happy, positive, everyone gets a cuddle sort of vibe of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and at the time the players might have needed that. By the looks of it, they've gone to boot camp with Ralph, and they've gone from having it a bit easy, and it wasn't quite working, to now you're going to run like motherfuckers, and they're not responding to that. Ralph's here as an impact manager. He only had 6 months to make an impact. It looks like he could make an impact. I think there's a lot of things to like about what he's trying to implement, but if he can't get the personnel like next week to implement it, he ain't going to implement it. And it's going to be a long fucking season watching players not fit for the shirt in those positions, in those roles, try to imitate players who are fit for those roles and probably do it really fucking badly in the Premier League.
It's going to be tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is going to be tough. And listen, I didn't know a lot about him when he came here. I was impressed with the first 40 minutes against Crystal Palace. Since then, I've seen nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just being honest. I'm not saying get rid of anything or anything stupid like that, but we've not had a response, have we? We haven't. So we need to see that. And I think that, like we've all discussed today, he just needs to be more ruthless. He just needs to say, listen, forget about what's going on past the summer. Just in the here and now, get rid of the players that aren't up for it and get the ones in or promote them or whatever. Or if you can make any signings, then do that. Get in the ones that are up for the fight, because it's turned into a fight. You know, top 4 is getting away from us.
One of the comments there, Boo Collective. We've been in transition since Fergie left. This is the case, though. You are in transition until you found the right guy, and stick with and back that guy. It sounded like we found the right guy in the dock after Busby, and then his dick got out of his pants and he had to lose his job because of it. But apart from that, it was a long.
Have a clue what you're saying about.
It was banging a physio's wife.
They got married though, and they stayed together for
still
40
together.
years. Yeah, so exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a true love
I
story.
love how
Joe.
everyone still talks about that era like it was so good. It was so fun.
If you want to know how good the Tommy Dockett era was, go at the Rock Pub in Eccles, because they're still reliving.
Is it? Yeah.
Still singing Skip Simalu Macari and Vinci Mullins after you.
We played well at the social, and I was like, that's what it was like.
We need to bring my
4-3s.
Uncle Steve in, because my Uncle Steve was fucking bout it.
Yeah.
Was it?
All
Right.
the
Everyone
fucking
loved
violence
it.
and aggro and
Yeah.
fucking going away to
Yeah.
like random ass places and
being in the championship.
absolutely
Yeah.
loved it.
Championship,
Division
there we
2,
go.
Division 2,
Division
Joseph.
2, lad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it sounds like a fucking right good laugh getting relegated and that. And not only that, they got relegated. They came up. They think they come second and won the FA Cup the following season. Straight from
Something
promotion.
stupid.
Fucking superb.
Wally of the week, Steve? Or Jay, whoever you've got one in your head.
I don't want to be political.
Oh, come on.
But
Yeah, you do.
You love being
That's like one of the top 3 things you like being.
you are right. I don't
Is
know
it
why I
your
said that.
family? After your holiday?
No, it's that we actually didn't kill each other. We got on quite well.
So
which was
impressive,
nice.
you know.
Do you know what, right? I'm sorry, but it's Keir Starmer again. with his promise, right?
have
If you
to say
vote,
again,
if you
it's-
vote for Labour,
it's
we're going to ask you to behave yourself. What sort of a vote winner is that?
Yeah.
How's that going to get any
Yeah.
votes, you moron?
You literally could put a potato with a mustache.
Yeah.
And it'd be a better
We
Right,
want
position.
neighbours to be
Nice
nice to
moustache.
each other. And if we get in, that's what we're going to ask you to all behave.
Oh, it's
nice
such a
one.
fucking
When we're all
wet
queuing at
knobhead.
food banks, that's going to help us out. Cheers for that, Keir.
Well, it means the queues
Sorry,
will be orderly.
Sir Keir.
The queues will be orderly at the
Yeah.
at the food
Behave
banks.
yourself.
How is he a Labour leader? Bore off. Yeah, he's mine. Sorry.
That's good like that. I'm going to go TalkSport for that tweet about Phil Jones. The fact so after the game, obviously,
They deleted
we
it,
can
what?
all agree that Phil Jones had anywhere between a decent and a good game against
Those are the
Wolves, and was one of the only
parameters.
few that did as well. That's the other thing worth remembering. Whilst he didn't tear up any trees, it was basically him and Varane that were
What was the
even
tweet?
passable. And then
I
afterwards, Phil
screenshotted
Jones.
it because they deleted it, didn't they?
TalkSport did a tweet about Phil Jones saying because
political
obviously his
bastards.
header went out to the 18-yard line. No one closed Moutinho down. He scored. TalkSport tweeted something to the effect, and you can get the official thing.
A
Jen.
mistake from Phil Jones led to Wolves' winning goal.
Yeah.
Phil Jones' error on return leads to Wolves' winner.
Yeah.
That was their match
Yeah.
tweet, how they framed
Picture
it.
of Phil Jones
Which
sat on the floor.
Isn't the narrative,
No.
is it?
The-
TalkSport.
It was 9 players who played abysmally out of 8.
Yeah.
And then Phil
De Gea,
Jones,
Varane and Phil
Greenwood.
Jones.
Oh,
And
well,
Greenwood.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
7. And then they deleted it, but it's that whole thing. It's like when Twitter did it. Name me a better player. Name was a better player than Phil Jones. It's an easy target, and you all want to talk about like, oh, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're kicking it on someone and he's down. And let's not forget, Phil Jones has won as many Premier League titles as Liverpool Football Club, as many European trophies as Manchester City.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
exactly.
More, hasn't it? No, same.
One each.
Steve, you got one? Wally of the week.
Nah.
Good lad.
He doesn't hate anyone, Steve.
No, he loves
on, you know
everyone.
him better.
Every Manchester United player. by
I'm
the sound
fucking
of
ray
things.
of sunshine. Is
Yeah.
what I am.
Surish
If you don't like it,
Atabali
you can fuck off.
says Stephen Gerrard must be licking his lips ahead of our 2 fixtures against Villa. Ralph has
Oh,
a massive job on his hands.
fuck.
Donny,
Totally forgot
Jones,
about
and
that.
Cavani must play.
Oh, I forgot it's that fucking folded
Gerrard
foreheaded
next, lads!
fucking
That's
knobhead.
gonna be good, isn't it? Oh, fucking hell. When they knock us out the cup. Anyway, that's a nice message and thought for
Fucking
us to leave on. If you haven't already, make sure you check out Manscaped. The link is in the description. Use the code DEVILS20 at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. Thank you very much for joining us. I mean, Steve's gone now, like most of the players in the Man United squad if he has his way. Get your thoughts in the comments below. Who should stick around? Thank you, Jay, and welcome back.
It's great being
to
back, brother. I've
Stretford
missed you.
Paddock.
I feel like, because we do like 8 videos a day together, don't we? And I feel like I've not seen you for ages. So yeah, it's good to be back. Good to listen to Steve as well. And hopefully, we'll put things right sooner rather than later.
See you in a bit.